as a successful Mexican immigrant and a role model for many young professionals. Could you share some success stories of your career development? What was the biggest challenge you have had at work and how did you overcome it? Do you have any advice for young immigrants on career development?
Well, I don't know if I'm a role model, but I do have some career stories and in our development. I grew up in Cleveland, and then I went back to Mexico for college. I went to law school at the University of Mexico City. I also worked for two international companies in Mexico. And then I realized that I had acculturated so much more to the American system and culture. And having my mother, my brothers and sisters, my whole family in Cleveland, I decided to come back. And once I arrived here, I really did not know what to do since law degree does not translate to being an attorney in the USA. As I started talking to many friends that I had here in Cleveland, I was told, you really love communicating, you're bilingual, you're bicultural, and you have this experience. And all my jobs have had nothing to do with law, but everything with cultural bridging, some type of culture communication, and being bilingual and bicultural. I have worked in the health industry, in the financial industry, in the nonprofit industry, and everything always gravitates towards culture and language communication. So and that has been a blessing to me. I truly enjoyed all of my positions that I have had throughout my career. The biggest challenge I believe that we face is, as Hispanics, we are seen as new immigrants. People don't realize that Hispanics have a long history here in the USA, especially as a Mexican. I'm talking about Mexican Americans. We Mexican Americans have been part of the USA since the 1500s, since they were the original citizens or residents of California and New Mexico, Arizona, among other states. And we actually work in every single industry that you can think of. We're lawyers, we're politicians, we're doctors, we're engineers, we're bricklayers, we're waitresses, chefs, cleaning crew, etc. And many Mexicans do not speak Spanish anymore because they've been here in the USA for many generations. So as part of my job in the cultural bridging, cultural communication, and language access, it is a myth that sometimes I have to explain over and over again. And like I said, it's the Mexican Americans being the country that borders the USA that has had the longest standing residency as in the Americas and in the USA. And people see us as new immigrants all the time. We have just been the country that replenishes these immigrants over and over again. But really, we have been part of the USA. We have fought in the Civil War. We have fought in the first, the second. We have been recognized by, in veterans and celebrations, etc. So we're very patriotic. We adore this country. We love this country. And we're also very lucky because during Heritage, Hispanic Heritage Month, we tend to celebrate more in Mexico than any other country. And that's another thing that I would love to change. We come from 21 Spanish-speaking nationalities. We're very diverse. We come in every color, every shape, every size. We're a very diverse group of Hispanics. So those are the challenges that I love to have because it gives me the opportunity to educate and also to celebrate and highlight the beauty not only of my ethnic heritage, but also of those 21 Spanish-speaking countries. But it goes further than that. Being a Latino, you can be Asian Mexican, you can be Asian Panamanian, you can be African Colombian, you can be German, Jewish, Argentine. So we really have such a diverse presence in our countries that we touch everyone all over the world. We are connected to everyone all over the world.